Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So our next video is from CBS Texas, and it says, why are Texas teachers quitting in record numbers? This is what they said. Let's check this video out.
I'm having a heart attack. I'm having a heart attack.
Ago, I started having nosebleeds. I never had a nosebleed.
And I just felt like everything was choking. I was like, what's going on?
I had increased anxiety medicine, depression medicine.
And the doctor came in, he goes, are you under a lot of stress? And I'm like, no. He goes, what do you do? I go, I'm a teacher. He goes, yes, you are.
These are the stories of 6 North Texas teachers. We represent different grade levels. We represent different ISDs. They do have one thing in common. They all recently quit.
It takes a toll.
I could not do it anymore.
The job can feel like a calling.
Growing up, my mom was a teacher, and in fact, she was my teacher in first and fourth grade.
Amy Rodenruff followed her mother's footsteps. Derek Spencer saw the chance to make a difference.
There wasn't many African-American males in elementary.
Myri Ann Gable was inspired.
My high school math teacher. She looked like me. She had poise. She just gave me a chance.
Together, they have a combined 140 years of experience.
Raise your hand if you feel like you made a difference in kids' lives.
So stepping away wasn't exactly easy.
I mean, I can't do that anymore, but that's where my heart is.
And I just cried because I thought, that's my last, that's my last group of kids.
The Texas Education Agency reports more than 13% of the state's teachers, nearly 50,000 of them, left the profession last year, the highest number on record. There's more than just one reason, this group told us, for the exodus. But a good starting point is the money, or better said, the lack of it.
And I know I didn't get into it for the money. I know I didn't get into education for the money. But I sure thought it would be a lot easier than having to hold down a couple of jobs to maintain.
The average starting salary for a teacher in Texas is just over $45,000. As they gain experience, salaries increase, but not by much. Veteran Texas teachers make on average just $20,000 more than novices.
I've talked to my ex-students who are graduating and who are going into college, and they're like, I go, so what are you going to do? Well, I would be a teacher, but the main things that are the drawbacks, money, they can't survive. They can't survive on what they're getting paid, and the retirement, when they retire, like, I know you know this, I'm retired.
See, guys, I would say teachers desperately need the support of government, employers, and parents. Seriously. Also, it will not hurt for parents to spend some time in teaching their kids respect. Besides, they say charity begins at home. Like, I just feel for teacher, because me also, I was once a teacher, and sometimes I report the student's behavior in school to their parents. I'll say, this is what your child is doing, this and that, this and that. You discipline your child. I even remember when I was so young, when me writing today, I literally write. It's actually my mom that taught me how to write, because sometimes those teachers will come and complain to my mother that, see your child is doing this, your child is doing that, your child is not concentrating. Oh my God. When I reach home, oh my God, the way they will mama me, the way they will spank me. Even when I was writing too, my teacher always complained that I was writing slowly, that she couldn't see my handwriting. Oh my God. My mommy has to spank me that day. Sat me down. She used her own writing. She wrote big, and she'll say, Aya, copy. We write it very, very big. That was how I learned how to write. It's not easy. But sometimes if a teacher comes to you to complain about your child, please do something about it. Do something. Seriously.
So it's insane. Instead of the state stopping and saying, all right, we're 2 years behind now. We need to help these teachers. They just kept moving forward. And so you feel defeated.
Not just moving forward, requiring more, requiring you to work longer, no additional pay.
and health concerns they say weren't taken seriously. Spencer told us since 2017 he's been living with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, a blood cancer, putting him at increased risk during the pandemic. He was initially approved to work from home.
But then I started getting emails from like the district, and they were like, yeah, it's time for you to get back. So I called somebody in the district, and they were like, yeah, do you pray? Like, what does that have to do with anything? What does me praying have to do with me coming back to school?
Every teacher here says they saw the effect of increased stress on their health, with high blood pressure, anxiety, and panic attacks.
I had an anxiety attack on the day of STAR. I thought I had committed like treason.
You're still expected to maintain mental health when you're giving your all. And then, like, but don't you know God? Oh, yeah. But don't you know God?
We studied all 160 bills proposed this year that would have affected teachers. Most never made it to a vote. And in the end, not a single one of the task force recommendations became law. We asked this group about several measures the legislature did pass and whether they thought they'd make a difference, like more money for retired teachers.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
The right to hang an In God We Trust sign in their class, and
A specialty license plate that says Texas Teachers that you pay $10 for.
No.
it's safe to say they would have preferred a pay raise.
All right. That would have helped. Yeah.
But if you want to get to the bottom of why a record number of teachers in Texas are leaving the profession,
It's the disrespect. The disrespect is real.
traditionally a woman's job teaching has historically come with less prestige than other careers.
When I was in college getting my bachelor's, I remember people saying, "What are you in college for?" I'm like, "Oh, elementary ed." And they're like, "Oh, those who can't teach." I got that a lot.
It has to be seen as a respected profession, just like being a doctor, a lawyer. And if you think about it, we wouldn't have doctors.
See, guys, you can thank parents for refusing to step up and discipline their kids. Yes, some of them don't discipline their kids. Some of them, when the teachers have to complain, rather they will have to abuse the teacher. Is it work? Is it forgetting that the teachers also have life. Some of the teachers are also parents, dealing with their children at home, dealing with their problems at home, coming to school to, oh God, I can't imagine the headache, the pains, the everything. I can't imagine it because it's not easy. Especially when teaching nursery, kindergarten, playgroup children. Oh my God, it's not easy at all. Like, and I also think along with the administration, refusing to make the teachers do so. Like, see, teachers need more. They deserve more, Lou. They deserve it. It's not easy.
Give to these kids.
But where is it all coming from?
Is it the district administration? Is it the school board? Is it the state leaders? Is it the politicians in general, the parents? Like,
It starts at home. Let me give you an example. So at the previous school that I was at, field day, thousands of parents. I'm talking about packed house. We couldn't find parking spaces. But parent conference meeting, calls all day long, nobody answered. Maybe 3 or 4 concerned parents.
I somewhat agree with that, but on the other end, everything you said, yes, all of it. We've got to be a community who actually understands that a educated society makes us all better. If you're complaining about the cashier at the grocery store not understanding how to count your change, then you better be at that school supporting those teachers, supporting those students, and you better be looking at the people you're electing and whether or not they support education.
These teachers say it's demoralizing the way state leaders talk about their profession.
It's degrading. And I mean, hello, you're our public, you're out there in the news saying that. How do you think that affects everybody?
I think it's the way that, a lot of the politicians look at the profession. During COVID, even, close family members, say, man, you guys are really just glorified babysitters. And that's offensive, especially when you're trying to teach and you're trying to make a difference. But I think overall, that's how a lot of politicians look at this field. It's like, hey, you guys, take care of the kids.
All that disrespect, they say, can even translate to physical violence. In a study by the American Psychological Association, 14% of teachers reported having been physically attacked by a student.
My last year teaching, I had been out on leave twice for being attacked by students. One I had 6 months of physical therapy for. I still wanted to be there. I still wanted to be with those kids. I still want to be with them today. It's just that the system not only doesn't work for us, it doesn't work for the kids, and I can't be a part of it anymore.
It just bothers me that we signed up to do this. I do this because I love numbers. I love teaching kids numbers. But it hurts me to know that she was attacked. You know, like I've heard about my coworkers being attacked. Personally, myself, that was my last straw. Like, I got hit in the face with a beach ball. Out of nowhere, the parent asked me, well, what was going on? What were you doing? What did you say? But you hit me in the face. And as a teacher, I'm expected to just take it.
To attract and retain more teachers, this group says, the community and the leaders it elects need to start listening.
So smaller classrooms, better pay, have more support in the classroom. I think we're highly qualified to do our job. Let us do it, but give us the things that we need.
All these former teachers miss their kids.
Every day.
And now they wonder who will be left to teach them.
The kids made me stay so long. Like, I wanted them to know that they had somebody who was there in their corner.
Will someone else be there? I don't know. And that's hard. It's hard to walk away from that.
Saying, guys, there's this comment that just got to me. It says, my kid is in special education. He has autism, ADHD, and cerebral palsy. Pardon me if I not pronounce it very well. He said he has a hard time regulating himself at home as well as school. I wouldn't blame his teacher if she quits. I want to quit. Wow, you see? If a teacher will want to quit, what of a mother that also wants to quit? But she doesn't have a choice because it's her child. He said, we are working hard to make him behave. We had to take him to a psychiatrist for help, and now he is on medication and he is able to calm down better. But he still has occasional outbursts. Teachers deserve more help and more respect than what they get. I do myself to make sure my child acts correctly at school. Wow. This woman, she's a good mother. She is really, really a good mother. She really, really understands how these teachers go through whatever. Like, because, see, being a teacher is not easy. Like, there's one of my sister. She takes this autism. She's a special need teacher in Nigeria, here in Kaduna State. She teaches she's a special needs teacher, yes. She also do home lesson. There's a little child that is also an autism child. In short, they even gave her an award of recognition because of the impact she has done on that child. Because the child have improved very well. Do you know why? Because the parent support. She on her own, she put her all in all, because I think that autism child was ready to learn, was willing to learn, despite the way, you know how autism children they behave, but she was patient enough. I think that is where she even learned how to be patient, because my sister, she's hardly a little bit patient, but I think that is where she learned how to become patient. Yes, guys, it wasn't easy. You know how autism children behave, their outbursts, like they behave anyhow, but she was patient. Do you know why? Because the parents of that child also supported her decision, supported her discipline, the way she disciplined the child, supported everything. Because truly, it's easy. It's really, really not easy being a teacher, because it's not easy. There are some times even in Nigeria, there are sometimes if you beat a student, you see a student to go and gather boys, wait for you on the road to come and waylay the teacher. Can you imagine? Someone did that and that child was expelled. In Nigeria here, in short, in my secondary school days, someone did that and that child was expelled from that school. Did you know what happened? That child that, and I don't even know how the kind of connection that our principal had, that child, that guy could not even register in another school. I'm telling you, he could not register in another school. He has to go to another local government to go and register for school. I'm telling you, no school refused to admit that child. Why? Because the administrations, the is it the National Union of Schools or the National Union of Principals, they agreed together. This administration, they agreed together to discipline students, because you don't go to school for teachers to raise you as a holy, as a hoodlum, a hooligan, a gangster, and mention them. But you are going to school to be taught on how to become useful in the future, not to become a gangster or a rascal rather. Yes. But I think the school administration of Texas failed these teachers, because if this administration come together, discuss, put things in table, put things in line, I think the way these teachers are feeling, mentioning or resigning from their jobs, I don't think they will have to face this. I don't think so. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like, watch, and subscribe to my channel. And have a wonderful day ahead. Bye bye.